The former Round Oak pub is now Round Oak Interiors. 3 years ago it was taken over by the team who's turned it into a fantastic kitchen showroom. But before then it was a somewhat dilapidated unit, and to tell us more about it, Jon Thompson, hello.
Good evening.
So what happened? How did this all come about? Because you don't necessarily think pub. I know, I'll make a kitchen showroom out of that.
We've always been into returning buildings into a better state than we entered them in, as by definition of the business. So obviously we saw the building, it had been empty for a long time. Nobody seemed interested in doing anything with it, despite its historical precedence in the local area. So we decided, well, if we're going to expand the business, then why not do it in this way?
Well, say it's looking absolutely fantastic now, and such a massive showroom. But obviously, this wasn't how it was when you first took things over. And was there anything left of the pub when you first arrived?
The outside walls were just about still there. So, actually, structurally, it was very good in terms of the outside structure, but internally, it was largely destroyed. Fire damage, 4 or 5 arson attempts. The roof was stripped of lead and therefore largely rotted through to the core. So we've replaced pretty much everything apart from the bricks.
But obviously that's part of the history, the way the building has held up. So the Round Oak Steelworks was literally just over the road, and looking at some of the pictures from back then, this is dwarfed, yet it looks a huge building.
Well, it just shows the size of the Round Oak Steelworks, and to be honest, every single day we manage to find somebody who walks past who has some sort of connection through family, through relatives, even with the pub. Quite a few people still expect a pint when they come in.
Oh, well, they can have a pint of water, and I've been trying out your fizzy water tap. That's quite exciting. So, yeah, modern technology snuck in even here. Developing the place, I say it's taken a good while. Is it about 2 years worth of work to get you to the point where you could open?
Yes, we had several issues with council permissions and so on, but once we got past that, as we were doing it on weekends and evenings, obviously that was the thing that took the time, but we decided to get it right, do it properly, same as we tried to do our jobs, restored it with as much care and attention as we possibly could.
So did you find anything interesting lurking in that brickwork? Were there any surprises as you went along?
There were plenty of surprises, and some of them were living.
But this is the joys of an old building. If it's not being used, it will be taken over by all the flora and fauna in the area. Yes. And you say that you've had to lose a lot. What original features have you been able to keep?
To be honest, the outside brickwork is about the only thing that's truly original. In terms of the restoration, we had to rip down all of the ceilings, all of the joists, but we replaced them, and hopefully in keeping with the original, all the old plaster coving that you'll see if you look around the room, that was all replaced with in mind to sort of keep within the tradition of the building.
And you've got some old pictures of the place when it was a pub to help with that?
Yes, we had a few. We're still asking actually if there's anybody out there that does have any pictures of the interior. We're a family-based business, so we do like to sort of consider the historical basis that we're trying to expand now into our future.
So yeah, it's taking something from the past, making it something great in the future, and that's the same way as I suppose you go at someone's home when you're looking at putting a kitchen in. You have to think about what is there, making the most of it, making the most of that space, and I think you've shown what you can do with what you have here.
That exactly was the idea. If we can do what we did with this place, you can be largely confident we can do yours.
And again, you're looking at the floor down here. This is all modern tiling, but it would have been interesting to see what they could have done with a pub had they have had the sort of materials and design facilities that you've got now.
Well, exactly. This was rebuilt in 1945, so it was the end of the Second World War. So a lot of the structure was substantial. But unusual at the time due to the fact that the war effort restricted building materials. So because of its proximity to the Round Oak Steelworks, which obviously by its own nature helped with the war efforts, they were given special permission. So they did things differently back then, for certain. But it stood the test of time. It's taken 4 or 5 good arson attempts. The fire brigade next door obviously are a help with with that particular problem, but it's still here, and we're living here as a family now, and we'll keep it going for many years to come.
Absolutely. So it's a great looking building, a great business in here as well, and it's like something to be proud of. And I assume you're really pleased with the overall result, because it does look fantastic.
Well, thank you very much, and yes, we are very proud of it. We did take our time with it. We try and take pride in all work that we do, and obviously the most important one was this, to show as a showcase for everybody that comes in.
So if people do want to come down, not only to see the kitchens, but take a look at the building, where can they find you?
They can find us right by the Mary Hill Shopping Centre, right next door to Bryan Hill Fire Station on the Dudley Road.
And if you want to come along and see your website as well, they can check out maybe some of the pictures of the refurb alongside what you can do to their homes.
Yes, we're currently refurbing our own website, which will hopefully help with some of this, but www.roundoakinteriors.com. You can find us there.
Well, it's been great to take a look around. Thank you for sharing this with you, and particularly for the work that you've done saving a building. And I think that in itself requires commendation, let alone the fact you're putting a business in it and employing people and making the area look so much prettier with the work that you're doing. But for now, Jon Thompson from Round Oak Interiors, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.